Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television is sponsored by Nutrien. Nutrien, feeding the future.
Hello everyone and welcome to Perspective. This is a public affairs presentation of Florida Gateway College. It's also a public affairs presentation of WQHL Radio and WCJX Radio. My name is Mike McKee, and my guests on the program represent Southside Idol, a program that was begun several years ago by Wayne Jernigan. We'll talk about the winners of this year's contest, last year's winner, and how you can participate next year if you'd like in the 2020 Southside Idol. We'll do that when we come back. Don't go away.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Perspective here on Florida Gateway College Television. My guests on the program are all participants in Southside Idol. Welcome to the program. We have Chris Rowe, we have Brittany Powell, and Elena Sanchez. Elena and Brittany have both won Southside Idol. Brittany won this. You won last year.
Yes.
And Elena, you won this year.
Yes.
How did you? First of all, describe what you heard American Idol on television at one time. What is Southside Idol?
Southside Idol is a lot just like American Idol, except that it's a really cool program for local kids, not just Lake City, but even all throughout Northeast Florida. And what they do is we come in and we audition and we take the top 12 from the audition, and then what we do is mentor the kids from that point on, from September through January. They come in, vocal coaches work with them, they get to work with a live band, they get to go through rehearsals on a stage and learning stage performance and things like that, so that they can actually go through what a real live experience would be if you were to make it big in the music industry.
This sounds like almost like a cross between The Voice and American Idol, in that I don't think American Idol you had, did you have coaches on American Idol? Because I know they have coaches with Blake Shelton and that on The Voice. Is this kind of a cross between on a local level?
Yes, actually they do have vocal coaches on American Idol.
Well, that shows you what I know. That shows you what I know about that.
They're actually behind stage, and that they work with them. And that's kind of like what we do on Southside Idol as vocal coaches. We are behind the stage working with them and preparing them and teaching them how to work on stage and how to perform and better their voices even in their singing, and taking their songs to places where they didn't know that they even had the ability talent-wise to do that.
And I guess the only difference is this isn't on TV.
It should be.
It should be, yeah. Well, there we go. Maybe we're onto the start of something here on a local level. Young ladies, you're winner from 2018. You're this year's winner. What was the experience like? And maybe you can start us off and say first of all, how old are you?
I'm 17.
You're 17.
Yes.
So as a 17-year-old, this has got to be kind of a cool experience for you.
It is. It's well, first of all, Chris got me into it. She's had students go into it before, and I was a little hesitant at first, but they had a lot of good leaders in the group, and they had the contestants were really, were very supportive and helpful. And
was there any drama?
I think there was.
I mean,
more.
it's when you think about the social media and things like that,
Yeah.
there's got to be a little drama, or it's no fun, right?
I think everyone got there on Sunday and they were too tired and didn't want to go to school the next day. So I think most of them were too tired to really say anything to each other and, bite back. But the days before, there was definitely some.
Well, I got to ask, Brittany, you won last year. did you wake up one day and say, well, you know, I'm pretty talented? Or, I mean, did you sing in church, or at what point did you think, you know, I've got talent?
Well, I actually watched a lot of TV shows that were musical, and that's kind of how I got into it, like American Idol and stuff like that. But basically, yeah. And I sung in church a lot as well.
Now, is any particular genre of music, or do you like all music? Are you country, rock and roll?
I'm kind of all over the place, really.
Really?
Yeah.
There's not. You have a favorite? I mean, probably not opera.
Not really. No, that's not really my favorite.
What about you, Elena? What's your? Now, as a young person, when did you finally decide or discover, or was it a parent, or was it Chris, or who was it that said, you know what, you're pretty good?
I think one day I decided what I wanted for Christmas was voice lessons, and my mom looked around and we did some trial lessons, and then we found Chris, and I think she pushed me from there.
Now, Chris, I want to ask you, there's natural talent, obviously. I've got none whatsoever. Say I decide, hey, I would like to take voice lessons, or I need a coach. What are you going to help me with? I mean, first of all, you're going to say, you have no talent. Just go away.
Actually, everybody has talent somewhere. You're going to start, obviously, where the student is. I think one of the most important things is, though, you've got to do an honest assessment also with a student. I think it's the most important thing is to just start where they're at, but then take them, and you've got to be able to realize what is their ability. Not everybody's going to make it and be a big music star, but most people don't know this. Singing is your most, I should say it this way, singing is the longest prime that you have of anything in your life. And so your prime time for singing is from like the age of 25 to the age of 80. Look at Tony Bennett. I mean, he's still out there doing all of that kind of stuff. And you're not going to be playing football, you're not going to be playing volleyball and all of these things until you're 80 years old, but you will sing. And it is such a part of our life. So you want to give it the love and the enjoyment to people to do that. But in order to do that longevity-wise, you need to be doing it correctly so that you're not hurting your voice.
So if I sing in the shower and I think, well, this acoustics sound pretty good in here.
Yeah.
Is that how sometimes you find out whether you have talent? That you got a song in your head, maybe a song virus that you're singing, and then all of a sudden you say, that's not too bad.
I think a lot of people will sing in the shower, and a lot of people will sing to the radio, and I'm pretty good. And then honestly, get an honest assessment, sing for other people, and see what they think. But most of the time, I think a lot of people will be singing, and they're going to be singing to the radio and things, and you hear the radio sometimes a little bit more, but get an honest assessment from somebody.
Well, I tell you what, we got some video. A production company came in and did some video of the competition this year, and I think we're going to roll that video first with those who participated. You had 12 total people that participated in this?
13. There was
13.
Yes.
Okay, and this is Lauren Woodall, and I believe this is this year.
This was actually last year.
Last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is the year that you won, Brittany.
Yes.
I think we're going to see you, maybe.
That is Kelby Shea. She was actually the winner before Brittany, and she was singing her comeback song.
Jasmine Horton. Now, you mentioned that these singers some of them are local, but some of them come from, I guess, as far away as Jacksonville.
Yes,
places
we're
like.
actually from Jacksonville.
Are you? Mm-hmm. And so how did you hear about this competition?
Personally, I run a studio in Jacksonville, and I heard about it through Facebook and also a promoter in Jacksonville by the name of Juanita Hodard. And Nailani, who was one of the past and previous winners, actually had put it up on Facebook, and I knew Nailani from several competitions in Jacksonville. So I thought, well, if Nailani's doing that, that might be something that I want to look into. So at that point then I started researching and found Wayne Jernigan, and I thought, okay, I'll give him a call. And so I gave him a call and decided I'm gonna put people into this. So.
Okay, and this is the 2019 contest,
Correct.
Which just wrapped up first of the year. Mm-hmm. Again, this is the one that Elena won.
Correct.
And what was the winning song?
And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going by Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, Jennifer Hudson. She's tough to sing. Anyway, so I think we've got. This is okay. Is this you?
No.
No. All right, help me out here. We've got again 13 participated. How long was the competition?
The competition actually, the actual show is a couple of hours. And the way that it works is we do 3 different rounds. And the students or the participants will come out and they'll sing their first song to a backing tape or a karaoke. And then they get scored by the judges. The second song then is done with a live band. The song is cut to a 3-minute time period. So you take a song.
So you got to learn the song in 3 minutes versus what the song normally is.
Correct.
How difficult is that? I always wondered about that because when you see it on television in a show like The Voice, you're like, that's not the whole song. But I guess you've got to learn it over and over and over again before you finally know it. I don't know whether we have some video of the interaction with the judges, which I think is kind of a cool thing, that the judges are giving constructive criticism, but the judges are also writing down points. And I note that one of the judges represents us here at the Florida Gateway College, Todd Siff. And so, I mean, it was. What did you think of that? I mean, when you're hearing what everybody and his brother now is hearing at the same time, is it a little unnerving to hear criticism of your voice or criticism of your performance?
I think if you went into it prepared and you were comfortable with what you were doing and confident, I mean, it didn't really matter what the judges were going to say because, you know, it was just going to be help at that point to move forward.
Now, what about you, Brittany? When you hear that, you can't really take it personally, can you?
No, I mean, any criticism should be good criticism, and I think that with their help for the further rounds, like we would get more into it and actually understand what we're doing.
Okay, and I think we also here have Elena, who is going to. I think we have video of you singing your song. And was this the one, or do you know? There you are.
Yeah. This is the 3rd round.
This is the winning song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, no, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't wanna be free. I'm staying in you, in you. You're gonna love me. Oh, you're gonna love me.
Wow, for a young person, 17 years old, to belt out a song like that, and in a full house too. There were over 500 people in the theater for this program. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversations with the folks from Southside Idol. We'll do that when we come back. You're watching Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Welcome back to Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television. My guests are all part of the program called Southside Idol. Chris Rowe is a voice coach from Jacksonville. When you first got involved in this, and let me step back. How many years have you been involved? Is this your
6th year?
Sixth?
No, yes, my 6th year.
6th year. Did you think, it seems like it's gotten better, kind of like a wine, a fine wine, it's gotten better with age. Mm-hmm. From when you first started being involved in it to where it is now, were you a little bit surprised, or did you expect this to be part of this process?
Well, honestly, knowing Wayne and even Donald Johns, who does all of the sound, and Matt Johns, who does the live band, they're all such incredible musicians. And Anthony Mobley, who helps run the whole show, they're incredible people and incredible musicians and know their crafts well. I knew that there was no way that it wasn't going to just keep getting better and better. And the thing that just blows my mind is what this program has done, because I have worked with so many of these students, and then even the ones who have won, the stuff that they've gone on to do, and even the participants, some of them that haven't won, and some of the incredible things that they're doing and traveling around the world and singing, and this program, because they participated in it, has launched many things for many of these.
Are you talking about being in a band, or mm-hmm. what are we talking about when you say touring all over the world?
Nailani, who won, actually is in the Air Force Band, and she travels all over the world singing for the Air Force and does a lot of recording.
We see that there's some of the past winners of the Idol program.
Yes. Nailani is there in the middle, on the bottom, the farthest to the right. I can tell you Peyton Sullivan just finished touring London, England, and doing some singing over there, also in France. Kelby Shea is in Nashville right now, working with some Grammy Award-winning producers there. I do know that Brittany herself has been doing a lot of singing. She sings all over Florida.
Well, let's ask Brittany. You won again in 2018. That's you up at the far left top. Where are you singing now? Are you in school, or?
This is my last year of high school, but anywhere that I try to go, anywhere that I can, I try to get out there. I actually recently just came back from LA from doing a group thing up there with my music, and also acting and stuff like that.
So is this going to open maybe for college to be in a theater production, or that type of thing?
I actually won a $20,000 scholarship to the New York Conservatory for the Dramatic Arts.
Wow.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's pretty special to be in New York. What about you, Elena? What are your plans for the future?
I'm letting God take me wherever He wants.
So do you want to be a singer, or
yes.
is that what you?
Yes.
What are you involved in now? I mean, again, this seems like this just kind of happened for you.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of actually classical work, and I'm doing like opera-ish performances for competitions. So I'm kind of drifting away from commercial right now, but I think I'll go back eventually. You want
a career singing?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to continue with the coach, or how does that work? And you see some potential even further down the line for her?
Oh, tremendous, unbelievable, untapped talent right now in her. She's already started writing songs, and she's doing her own originals. As we get those originals, we'll be going in the recording studio and we'll be presenting as they get to the point of we always wait for the worthiness of the song. We'll take those and then we will go to music producers and present and do some things like that.
Now, do you guys read music, or you both read music? How difficult was that? Because that seems like when you look at the measures on the page, it's like, was it easy? Did it come easy?
Well, I used to play the trumpet. So I kind of.
So were you in the high school band?
Yeah, I used to go to Swanee.
Okay.
But yeah.
And so you know how to read music, and now did you, before you started this career, know how to read music?
Yeah, I've actually been playing piano since I was 6.
So you've had a musical background.
Yeah.
So they've been prepared. How difficult is it to write music? I mean, you have to be inspired, don't
Yeah.
you? I mean, it seems like a young person has not experienced the heartache of a breakup, or I mean, because that's usually how songs are written. It's about a life experience. So you're writing about what you've experienced so far?
Yep, I'm trying to.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
What would you suggest now? You coach a lot of young people, and when is too early for being a coach or being coached?
Being coached, you get pitch established in your ear by the age of 6. So
now, when you say pitch, you're talking about what?
Music. So if I sing la and being able to sing it back on la, instead of going ha and going under the pitch or above the pitch, and you want to get that pitch established. A lot of that happens in the home. And I encourage mothers all the time, sing to your children and have them sing back to you. You can have that pitch established a little later in life, and you can work on getting that. You can do that at any time. So there are 2 different philosophies out there to start students singing before when they're young, so that you're getting all those musical things established within them. And you're also getting, not only that, you're training their ear, you're giving them so many more skills. And then as they're going through a voice change, because boys and girls both go through voice change, and they are stronger on the other end of that voice change if you are having them sing through that voice change. And then if you take them from that point and they go through a vocal settling, you then can help them along the way.
I was thinking with Michael Jackson, when he was with his the Jackson 5 back in the early 70s, his voice was very, very high, and then I mean, it didn't change that much, but it still changed, and you have to be aware that if you have some success as a young person, you got to work on continuing that success by maybe doing a different type of thing. Now, I wanted to say, are classic music from what era more special to you two, being young people? I know that there's some pop music out there that is pretty nice, and there's some country stuff that's pretty nice. But you like going back and doing old standards, and I'm thinking Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby. You mentioned Tony Bennett earlier today. Those guys had some lyrics. Do you like that kind of stuff?
Not really to sing, maybe to listen to. My favorite artist is actually Celine Dion.
Now, that's very hard to. Does anybody even come close to trying to do her? I mean, it's kind of like a Barbra Streisand type voice that is one of a kind, one of a lifetime, that you really don't see come around. But I mean, is that something you are looking to probably do at one point?
Absolutely. I would like to do her style of music if I had to choose, but it's very hard to choose.
You got to learn how to speak French.
Yeah.
What about you? You mentioned that you're into classics now. What do you mean by classics? You're not talking about Chicago or New York, New York, or any of those songs from the Broadway shows?
No, I'm actually, we're working on a song from My Fair Lady, and we're just doing a bunch of classical Broadway music.
Okay, so it is a little bit of Broadway.
Yeah.
Now those are some I know that, has anybody seen Wicked, the
yeah.
play Wicked?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those two singers in there, the original cast in that show were unbelievable. And Idina Menzel is now still tops as far as a female vocalist. Now, at what point do we start the audition process for 2020? Now, I know that we're in 2019 and just turned into 2019, but this whole Southside Idol starts in the fall. So when should young people, old people, any kind of people get ready to do their auditions? And when will that be, or do we have a date set yet?
Most of the time auditions are in September, and several people will come and audition. We'll have sometimes 30, 40 people that audition, and there is only the top 12 or 13 that's chosen to be able to do that.
Now I know that I'm looking at this. This is the first Southside Idol back in 2010, and Wayne publishes a booklet that each of the singers, you can see this, each of the singers is a little bio in here, and you get a little kind of feel for what they're all about. What's it like, girls, to have your picture published in a magazine and have 500 people have copies of it, and they all see you, and maybe they come up to you after the competition and say, "Can I have an autograph? Because I think you're going to be famous one day." What's that like? What's that celebrity like for the first time?
It's pretty nice. I really love it when people come up to me and ask me to sign their book or anything, and I think that gives me self-confidence and makes me feel that I've brought joy to other people's lives.
What about you? Now, again, you're 17 years old, so this is going to be kind of a new thing for maybe young girls kind of looking up to you saying, you know, I want to be like her.
Yeah, it's cool that you know that you can make a difference, you know, that you're not just singing because you like to sing now. It's because you can influence.
Well, it comes with a little responsibility too, doesn't it?
It
You
does.
can't be, you got to be, you know, got to be not a role model, but you've got to be kind of that person that people look up to and respect. Chris, and I think going forward, you're probably going to have some more success with students that want to learn how to sing. And if you want more information about Southside Idol, you can write the address on the screen, and you can call the number on the screen, and we will get more. They'll get more information to you. Guys, thank you so much for being on the program. We're out of time, and wish you the best of luck going forward with your careers.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television. Until next time, I'm Mike McKee. So long.